Good morning, Gabriela. Thank you for asking this question because this is very important for week one. And actually, it's a good question to get prepared for the test. So I have just got the graph here for us to solve it together in this recording. And I also put your answer there. We can go ahead and have a look. But I guess your question is about the domain, not about the range. You are good with the range. You solved the question nicely. All right, so we decide that this is a function. How are we going to figure out the domain? So we know that for domain, we talk about x values, which other names are inputs, and we read the x values from left to right. But as we're reading it, we stop every hole. If the hole is filled, we use brackets. If the hole is unfilled, right, and then we use parentheses, so filled, unfilled. All right, so let's go ahead and start to read this function domain by looking at the x-axis. First of all, I'm just interested in left to right part. So we're starting from -3 and we're going till -2 and we're stopping there because we have a hole. What does that mean? F of -2, okay, does not exist. Or sometimes we write it this way. I'm sure you know it, DNE. Okay, so function doesn't have any value for -2, so I need to leave it as bracket. But for domain, I'm starting from -3. I'm using bracket for -3 because it's a filled hole here. Then I'm stopping at -2 and it's parentheses. Now we keep walking after that, so we're gonna use union. From -2, we're walking till -1. We're stopping at -1 again, although it's a filled hole, right? So start from -2 because it's parentheses, go till -1 and it's a bracket. Keep walking. Oh, look, there's a jump here, discontinuity. So function doesn't have a value at -1 here, does have a value at -1 here, but doesn't have a value here. So what does that mean? So f of -1 is 0, actually. Does exist. All right, that's the difference between f of -1 and f of -2. Or how are we going to implement it for domain? It's not -2, but it's 0, right? Because this x-axis means that y values equal 0. Okay. So then after -1, it goes till 4, right? All the way through. Function does have a value for 1, does have a value for 2, does have a value for 3, and all the numbers between all those, right? Like 0.5, 0.7, 1.7, 2.5, 3.5, and now when we look at lastly f of 4, again, it does not exist because there's a hole. So how can we write it there? We're gonna go ahead and start from 1 and we're going till 4 and it's parentheses. Okay, so we need to clean up that mess because function does have a value at -1 here because we use bracket, right? And function doesn't have a value at -1. I can merge them and rewrite it. And I'm gonna rewrite it as domain -3, -2, union -2. I can get rid of this -1 and 1, right? And then 4. And then voila, we're done. So that is a very good question. Thank you for asking it. There might be some other students who's asking this question and I can use this recording. So I hope it helps. Let me know if you have further questions. Have a great Tuesday. Bye.